Good morning, everybody. It's June the 12th, and we're awakening to rain on the southern central plains today, which we need. It's been a couple of weeks since we had the rains that created all that flooding, and it's getting pretty dry around here. So we'll take a couple, 3 days of respite from the heat. It was 100 degrees here yesterday, and has been pushing 100 for most of the week. So today we're supposed to be in the high 70s. We'll take it. Today the market opens with Asian stock markets up, UK, EU down, and our the E-mini is off about 7 or 8 points. And this is because of the Greek news. So Greece is going to play in today's markets, and we're subject to just what we have been the last couple of days. The news spikes, rumors, supposition about what could happen with Greece, what could not happen with Greece. Today is a post-auction day. That's usually a pause day. We've got pretty good resistance. It's in the 16 to 20 area, so failure to take out 16 to 20 is a reasonable trade to get started. Greek news should take financials up and equities down, so we will play for that. Greece has been given a deadline by the EU. You come up with a plan that cuts pensions, raises taxes, or else. And as many times as this can has been kicked down the road, my guess the or else will be pushed. Pretty good support 4 to 8 as it stands right now. So 5 to 9 is the first buy, and then 29 to 01 is the second buy. The average price of the auction was $124.30, and I think we'll close above that, given yesterday's strength. Okay, today's news: PPI plus 0.4. This is the precursor to inflation, and if you have paid for gasoline, or if you pay for food, or if you pay for shelter, there's no doubt in your mind that inflation has come back, and has been back for quite a bit. The Fed eliminates this, so core inflation's up 0.1, and then consumer sentiment at 91.2, and this number could come in lower than forecast if the recent sentiment numbers are a guide. So this one, so the number one news focus will be PPI, and 2 will be consumer sentiment, and how the E-mini reacts today, and the E-mini is pointed lower. So I do like the long side of the market better than I do the short, but if we fail to get to that 16 to 20 area, we can take a short and see if support is at the 125.04 to 8 area. Okay, the knob spread came in a couple of ticks overnight, which you'd expect. Does not extend in the overnight session. Somebody's going to take profits, but it was up quite a bit on yesterday's close, so that's still where we are. So we got a lot of range, we got a lot of volatility. We've already traded in this one period right here, what, 22, 30 seconds. So you got our London high right here at 24. You got the overnight session high at 30, so 27 to 31, sell 1. And then we'll make 7 to 11, sell 2. On the buy side, we've got all this volume down in the 12, 13, 14 in the overnight session. We have yesterday's close at 13. We're at 22, so 13 to 9, buy 1. And then 1 to 5, buy 2. So I think we got a trading range with an up bias today, and we'll see if that happens. Okay, gold's off a little bit overnight. No, normally you'd expect this type of Greek news to rally gold a little bit, but that's not the case. So, but I don't think the market will break with what's going on between Greece and the EU either. So, not much range to work with. We're just kind of hanging in this area. So 77, 75, maybe get stops below the overnight session low. Then 69.71 for buy 2. 84.86 sell 1. 89.91 sell 2. Okay, the euro is lower. Euro yen up one day, reverse overnight. It's been a pattern that's there every other day. And so the euro is selling. Couple of reasons. Merkel came out and said a high euro hurts Spain, Ireland, and Italy. Also hurts Germany's ability to export. She didn't mention that. And Germany's really benefited from the lower euro. The other countries a little bit, but not nearly as much as Germany. The other one is what's going to happen with Greece. If Greece heads into default, if Europe just says we're not going to send you any more money, then all that sovereign debt of theirs, which is already rated junk, they look for default in that situation. That means the European Union has to absorb those losses now as opposed to gradually over time. They're still going to have to absorb these losses because Greece can't pay it back. But I think the EU, etc., would rather have it done on an orderly basis as opposed to one huge catastrophic event for Greece and for European Union banks. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, why would I believe that this deadline was any different than any of the others? Greece will come up with something. We just have to work this out a little bit. We're taking it to our parliament. You saw where the polls showed that over half of our people want a deal, no matter what the terms are with the EU. I think we can get this for you if you just give us a little more time. And that's where the game has been played. So I don't see it any different this go around. So 12.50 plus or minus sell 1, 75 sell 2. Pretty much where we were last night. On the buy side, 11.75 buy 1. And then we'll make 25. I think if we bust the overnight session low with any momentum, it'll go lower. So we will be subject to news spikes. Speculation, supposition, rumors, all of the above. Crude's really hanging in there well based on this last OPEC meeting. The hope is that our production will continue to fall in the United States and that those frackers have been pushed back into their holes in the ground. Okay, horizontal drilling is much more stable. It can be turned off and on much easier than vertical drilling can. So there have been several articles written about all these unfinished wells that are flush with production, just the sweet spots of all these structures are being drilled right now. There's 4,500 wells waiting to be completed, just waiting on an economic oil price. So I don't know if OPEC's in a position to win this long-term game, because if the companies are too big to fail, like the banks can't call the paper without going under themselves, deals and arrangements will be made. And a lot of capital has been flowing into the oil business based on these low prices and the fact that when oil prices do start to recover, there'll be nice profits to be made. So not as dire as OPEC hoped it would be for the U.S. companies that have perfected the horizontal drilling. Okay, right now we got resistance at 60.50. That would lead me to think that we have some support probably at 59.50. So this 59.50, 75 will be buy 1. If we break that, then 59 will be buy 2, plus or minus. On the sell side, 60.50 is resistance, so 60 1/4, 60.50. It's where resistance is. Sell 1. Then 61 plus or minus sell 2. Okay, an interesting day coming up in the E-mini. Can it actually sell? Good news was good news yesterday. The bad news overnight about Greece and its impact on the European stock markets looks like it's being taken as bad news for our market. So right here we had a B pattern. We got a move out of the middle in W. So we've got resistance in the 95-97 area. It's a very bold trade, but it's where resistance is. So selling 95s, 97s, pick up this point right here. And then 2100, 2102. It's just where resistance is. And why is it a sell? We're looking at a B in the overnight structure. We had the breakout down here from 90. We're at 93, so buy 1 will be 90 plus or minus. Then our old familiar 85 to 87. So I see support 85 to 90 and resistance 95 to the buck. And we'll see if that actually comes around. The news, PPI plus 0.4. That will be looked at. The government's number that they focus on, because it really truly reflects inflation, is core plus 0.1, and it eliminates gasoline or energy, shelter and food costs, and consumer sentiment at 91.2, and that number could come in lower than forecast. Okay, I'm going to get busy on my end with all the stuff that I have to do. I will see you as soon as possible. In the meantime,